The Kansas City Chiefs just sent a clear and resounding warning to the rest of the NFL, one you can feel echoing from Arrowhead to every front office in the league. They're not just recovering from last season's Super Bowl disappointment. They're entering 2025 with a purpose, a fire that's been lit by pain, criticism, and the audacity of others to write them off. And you're going to want to hear every detail of what's fueling this resurgence. So hit the like button for all the details. Now imagine this. You've lifted the Lombardi 3 times. You have the best quarterback in the league in Patrick Mahomes. You've dominated the AFC West for nearly a decade. And yet, after a brutal loss on the biggest stage, analysts, fans, even respected journalists are beginning to whisper and then scream that your reign may be over. That's the reality the Kansas City Chiefs are facing. And let me tell you, they're not taking it lightly. Fox Sports recently published an article by Ben Arthur that didn't just echo what's been circulating, it crystallized it. According to Arthur, the Chiefs are provoked. That's the exact word Fox Sports used. And it wasn't just a throwaway headline, it was a graphic, a theme, a statement. The beast has been awoken. The same kind of internal fire that pushed Michael Jordan to seek revenge over minor slights? That's what's happening in Kansas City. And that awakening? It starts with none other than Travis Kelce. The future Hall of Fame tight end is heading into what could be his final NFL season, not as a fading star but as a re-energized leader. Kelce admitted publicly that he felt like he failed his team in the last Super Bowl. That in the moments that mattered, he wasn't the guy they needed him to be. That level of self-awareness? That raw honesty? That's not weakness, it's fuel. And Kelce isn't just talking. He's cut weight. He's back in peak shape. He's put everything else, celebrity, distractions, headlines, on pause. This offseason, it's all been about football. And that shift is contagious. Chris Jones, another cornerstone of this dynasty, echoed the same emotions. His words hit just as hard. The biggest motivation is making it to the big game and losing. Not only losing, but losing the way we did. That stings. And that kind of sting doesn't fade. Jones, who could have easily leaned on his previous success and his recent contract, instead doubled down. He wants redemption. He believes this team is still the best in football, and he's on a mission to prove it. Even younger stars like Rashee Rice, who missed most of last season with a knee injury, are coming back with something to prove. Rice has the talent, but now he has the chip on his shoulder to match. Hollywood Brown? Same thing. There's a unifying energy this offseason, one where the entire locker room seems dialed into one goal, proving the doubters wrong. But let's be clear, the outside noise isn't just whispers. It's direct. Adam Tyker of ESPN, an experienced reporter who knows this team inside and out, publicly said he thinks the Chiefs could get swept by the Denver Broncos this year. That's not just a hot take, that's a shot across the bow. And he's not alone. Jeffrey Chadia from NFL Media, another respected voice, is picking the Broncos to win the division. Lou Scatalia from Fansided? Same. And then there's Colin Cowherd, who apparently thinks the Chargers are next in line. That's right, the same Chargers who have yet to prove they can win meaningful games when it counts. But let's pause here. These experts, these analysts, they're trying to be the first to declare the end of the Chiefs dynasty. They want to be the ones who said, I called it. But there's a problem, they're not paying attention to the locker room. They're not seeing what's actually happening inside the Chiefs facility. Because what's brewing there isn't doubt, it's defiance. And if you think Mahomes, Kelce, Chris Jones, and Andy Reid aren't hearing all this, you don't know this team. They're listening. They're reading. And most importantly, they're using it. This isn't just about bouncing back, it's about responding with force. The kind of response that only comes from a team that's been wounded, but not broken. And as they say, beware the wounded animal. Now let's open it up. Chiefs Kingdom, what do you think? Has the beast truly been awoken? Is this team more dangerous now than ever before because of that Super Bowl loss? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And the response from the team isn't just emotional, it's strategic. Every move the Kansas City Chiefs have made this offseason screams intent. Travis Kelce's physical transformation isn't just about pride, it's about performance. He knows he's the emotional center of this offense, and by stepping back into top shape, he's setting the tone for the rest of the squad. It sends a signal, we're not done. Not even close. Then there's Patrick Mahomes. We've talked about his natural talent, his highlight reel throws, his playoff heroics. But what's getting overlooked this offseason is his mental approach. Reports from camp have described Mahomes as more locked in than ever. Less public, less flashy. Just football. You can tell he's carrying the weight of that loss. You can see it in the subtle changes, the sharper throws, the tougher workouts, the quieter demeanor. Mahomes isn't chasing MVPs anymore. He's chasing legacy. He knows that the window isn't closing, it's shifting. The names around him may change, but the mission doesn't. And this is what so many of the so-called experts miss. They're caught up in the headlines, the glitz of the offseason, the hype of the new arrivals in Denver, Los Angeles, and Vegas. But what they fail to grasp is that dynasties don't die from one tough loss. They evolve. They adapt. And what Kansas City is doing right now, that's evolution in real time. Let's talk about the culture inside this building. Trey Smith showed up to mandatory minicamp even while navigating his contract situation. That's not just professionalism. That's commitment. You don't see that everywhere. Most guys in his shoes hold out or make noise. Not in Kansas City. This roster isn't just talented, it's disciplined. It's focused. And it's tight. Because this isn't just about revenge. It's about reclaiming what they know belongs to them. They've heard the noise. They've read the predictions. And now, they're about to use every ounce of it as fuel. So here's what we're watching unfold, the birth of a narrative. One that won't just last through training camp or the regular season, but into January and beyond. When the playoffs hit, when it matters most, that's when you'll see the full power of what's brewing now. Because when this team storms out of the tunnel at Arrowhead with the world doubting them, remember what lit that fire. It wasn't just a scoreboard. It was the underestimation, the disrespect, the belief that the greatest quarterback of this generation was suddenly finished. That Travis Kelce's best days were behind him. That Chris Jones had nothing left to prove. Those are the storylines being fed to the rest of the league. And Kansas City? They're letting it simmer. They're letting it boil. And come September, they'll let it explode. Now I want to hear from you, Chiefs Kingdom. Are you buying into this narrative? Is this season the revenge tour we've all been waiting for? Who do you think is going to step up the most in 2025? Comment below, like this video if you're fired up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. This is going to be a wild season. Don't miss a second of it. Go Chiefs!